Boys and girls, in science today, we're going to talk about the digestive system. And you know, we just had lunch and we're sitting here and our bodies are actually doing the things that we're going to talk about right now. And when you went to lunch today, you were eating that terrific pizza and you took a bite and then you chewed it and it went down your esophagus. And remember, we talked about this before. Your esophagus is that long tube that's surrounded by muscle, and that the muscle pushes the food down into your stomach, which is that bag of smooth muscle, and the stomach mixes it and churns it and helps break that food down, mixing it with digestive juices. Sounds a little bit gross, but it's really important. Then the food is pushed into the intestines, and the intestines, actually the small intestines, do the most work of any other part of your organs in the digestive system. And in that time, when the food is in the digestive system and in the intestines, the food is changed, adding more digestive juices, and the nutrients from the food pass through the walls of the intestines and go out into the bloodstream that delivers all those nutrients to our bodies. And that's why you can stay awake and be so fascinated today in science. And then when it goes into the large intestines, really the food can't be broken down much more, and just water's removed from the food at that point. So then the body just eliminates and passes that food out of the body. Now what we're going to do is go back up to the top of the digestive system and talk about our mouths. Remember the other day we did do that investigation where we used a lemon and we tasted the lemon wedges, and we noticed how in our mouths saliva was produced. But we talked about where did that come from. When we talked about the lemon and used the lemon, we really had a sense of, wow, there were saliva glands in the bottom and also in the top of our mouth. That was strange. I never knew where that came from before. But today our investigation is really about the tongue. When you first taste food, it just seems like it's good or it's bad. But what I've noticed is that we want to know more about that, and the things that we've read about the tongue when we were doing research on our bodies. It's fascinating to see that there's actually areas of the tongue. There's the sides of the tongue, or the blades, the tip of the tongue, and the back of the tongue. And so today in our experiment, we're going to use 4 solutions, and we're going to see if you can identify which areas of the tongue you really notice that you taste things more intensely. So we're going to use a Q-tip and 4 solutions. The solutions will be salty water, sugary water, vinegar, I know you're going to love that one, and coffee. Okay? So we're going to be tasting sweet things, salty things, bitter things, and sour things. Right? First, you're going to be looking at your tongue using a hand lens, and then you're going to be writing down what you observe. So you use your hand lens, holding it about 2 inches from your tongue, look in the mirror, and write down what you see. You notice on your paper you have an area to do that. Righty? Next, we'll be using the 4 different solutions, and we'll be working with partners and dipping Q-tips into the solutions and then putting them on the different areas of our tongue. Notice that you can taste it all over your tongue, but notice where you can taste it more intensely. You'll really have a surprise, I think, in this lesson. So in between times, you'll be wiping your tongue off so that it's kind of clean before you start and you don't mix the solutions, right? So go ahead and give that a whirl.